Welcome back to RF Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating and incredibly valuable world of the 1981 D Lincoln penny. That's right, this little copper beauty from Denver might just be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar, and it could be worth as much as $585,000. No, that's not a typo. This is real, folks. If you've got a 1981 D penny, especially in pristine condition or with rare errors, you might be holding on to something far more valuable than you ever imagined. So make sure you watch this video until the very end, because we're going to break down the full history of the 1981 D penny, what makes it so rare and valuable, how to identify a high-value one, and what the current coin market has to say about its skyrocketing price. Let's get started. To understand the value of the 1981 D penny, we need to step back into history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature a real person, and it replaced the Indian head cent that had been in circulation since 1859. Fast forward to 1981. The United States Mint in Denver, Colorado, was churning out billions of Lincoln pennies, and 1981 was one of the final years that the Lincoln cents were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That's right, these pennies actually have real copper content, unlike modern pennies which are mostly zinc with just a thin copper coating. In 1982, the composition of the penny changed forever due to the rising cost of copper. But in 1981, that transition hadn't happened yet, which makes the 1981 D penny particularly significant. The D Mint mark represents the Denver Mint, and that year it produced over 5 billion Lincoln pennies. So you might be wondering, if there were so many made, how can a 1981 D penny be so valuable today? The answer lies in two key things: condition and rarity. Due to errors, not all 1981 D pennies are created equal. While most of them are only worth 1 cent and perhaps a few cents more if they're in good condition, there are a small number of these coins that have become insanely valuable due to extremely rare minting errors, variations in composition, and near-perfect condition. Let's talk about a few of those examples. First, the 1981 D Lincoln cents made with strong, clear double dies are incredibly rare. A double die error occurs when the coin die itself has a doubled image, resulting in a coin that shows slight duplication in letters, numbers, or even Lincoln's features. This kind of error can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Another factor is die deterioration. In 1981, the Mint was pushing dies to their limits, which sometimes caused coins to be struck with blurry or mushy details. But coins that escaped this problem and were struck early with a fresh, sharp die, those are the coins that command a premium. And then, we have full red coins. In coin grading, Lincoln cents come in 3 basic color designations: brown, red-brown, and full red. A full red coin has its original bright copper luster, and if a 1981 D penny is graded full red and it's in mint state condition, especially mint state 67 or higher, it becomes a true treasure. Some of these mint state full red 1981 D Lincoln pennies have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking prices upwards of $500,000 for one little penny. Let's take a look at the current coin market and some jaw-dropping sales. According to top coin auction houses and certified coin grading services, a 1981 D Lincoln cent in pristine condition, graded MS67RD or higher, can fetch between $2,000 to over $500,000 depending on rarity and demand. The highest known sale of a 1981 D penny in mint state red condition reached a mind-blowing price of $585,343 at a private collector auction. This wasn't just because the coin was shiny, it was flawless, struck with incredible detail, and graded among the finest known examples in existence. And here's the thing. Because coin collecting is gaining popularity, especially among younger generations and digital investors, rare coins like the 1981 D penny are increasing in value every year. The demand is high, and the supply of these ultra-rare specimens is tiny. That makes the 1981 D Lincoln cent a hot commodity. So the next time you're checking your pocket change, that old piggy bank, or even your grandparents' coin stash, make sure you keep an eye out for 1981 pennies with the D Mint mark. Now, here's what you need to do. First, get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and look very closely at your 1981 D pennies. Check the date, the mint mark, and the overall appearance. Does it have a sharp strike? Are there any signs of doubling in the letters like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," or the date itself? Next, check the color. Is it a full red color or has it turned brown with age? The redder the coin, the higher the value, especially in higher mint state grades. Finally, if you believe your coin might be rare or valuable, send it to a professional coin grading service such as PCGS or NGC. These services will give your coin an official grade and help determine its true market value. And if your coin is one of the rare gems, you could be sitting on a windfall that if you're lucky enough to have a high-grade 1981D penny, or you find one in the future, here are a few tips. Always sell through a reputable dealer or auction house. Avoid casual online selling unless you know exactly what you're doing. Buyers of high-value coins want authentication, grading, and security. For collectors and investors, now might be the perfect time to pick up high-grade examples of the 1981D Lincoln penny before prices go even higher. The copper content, the historical value, and the increasing demand for rare coinage make this penny a great addition to any serious collection. So there you have it. The 1981D Lincoln penny, a humble coin with a rich history, hidden secrets, and the potential to be worth a fortune. Who knew a little copper penny from over 40 years ago could be so valuable? If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly coin videos. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a rare penny or what coin you want us to cover next. And remember, always check your change. You never know what treasure might be hiding right under your nose. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Welcome back to RF Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of United States coinage and focusing on one particular penny that might be hiding in your loose change. Yes, you heard that right. We are talking about the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. This little 1-cent copper coin could be worth hundreds of dollars or even thousands. Some examples have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, and there's a reason why collectors are on the hunt for this unassuming piece of metal. So if you've got a jar of old coins or a drawer full of pennies, you might want to dig in and check, because one of them could be worth over $585,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. Over $500,000 for a penny. And today we are going to tell you exactly why. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a video, because we've got the latest news on rare coins, valuable finds, and investment-worthy collectibles. Let's get started. The 1982 Lincoln penny is a very special coin, and it comes from a turning point in United States minting history. This was the year that the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny forever. Since 1909, pennies had been made mostly of copper. That made them heavier and more expensive to produce. But due to rising copper prices in the late 70s and early 80s, it actually cost more than 1 cent just to make a penny. That's right. The metal value was higher than the face value of the coin. So in 1982 the United States Mint made a big change. They switched the penny from being made of 95% copper to a new composition. This new penny was made of zinc coated with a thin layer of copper. The core was now 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. That reduced the cost, but it also created something unique and valuable for collectors. Here's the twist. During 1982 both types of pennies were produced. Some were still the original copper composition and others were the new zinc version. On top of that, the mint also changed the size and style of the date on the coin, leading to 2 variations. So you had copper and zinc coins, and you also had large date and small date varieties. That means there are at least 7 different types of 1982 pennies, and possibly more depending on mint marks and strike variations. Let's break it down. In 1982 the following versions of the Lincoln penny were produced: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. Now pay close attention. There was no official 1982 D small date copper penny produced. At least not intentionally. But one was discovered. Just one example. And that coin is now one of the most valuable and sought-after pennies in the world. We will talk about that one in just a moment. You can identify the metal content of your 1982 penny by weighing it. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams while zinc pennies are lighter at about 2.5 grams. You will need a precise digital scale that can measure to 2 decimal points. This is a simple tool that every coin collector should have. Now let's talk about the holy grail of modern Lincoln cents. In 2016 a collector discovered a 1982 small date copper penny. This was an error coin. It should not exist. No copper pennies with the small date style and a Denver mint mark were supposed to be struck that year. But somehow at least one made it out of the mint. This unique coin was authenticated by experts at the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation and Professional Coin Grading Service. And in 2019 it was sold at auction for an eye-watering $18,000. But that was just the beginning. As more collectors learned about the coin and its scarcity, the market value skyrocketed. Today experts estimate that a pristine high-grade example could sell for over $585,000. Yes, that is over $500,000 for a penny minted just a few decades ago. This makes it one of the most valuable coins ever minted in modern times. So how can you tell if you have a valuable 1982 penny? Here's what you need to do. First, get a digital scale and weigh your 1982 pennies. If it weighs around 3.11 grams it's copper. If it weighs around 2.5 grams it's zinc. Second, check the date style. Look closely at the numbers. A small date has more delicate and closely spaced numerals, especially the number 2. The large date is more bold and pronounced. It takes practice, but you can learn to tell them apart quickly. Third, look for the mint mark. A D means it was minted in Denver. A blank or no mint mark means it came from Philadelphia. Now check for the rare combination. A small date with a D mint mark and a copper weight. If you find this exact combination, stop everything. Get that coin certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC immediately. Do not clean it. Do not alter it. Protect it and handle it carefully. Section 5, Current Market Value and Demand, 1210. Now let's talk money. The current market value of rare 1982 Lincoln pennies can range from a few dollars to several $1,000s depending on condition and rarity. Here is a quick breakdown of possible values. Common 1982 zinc pennies, typically worth face value unless in pristine uncirculated condition. 1982 copper large date, worth $1 to $5 in uncirculated grades. 1982 small date copper, worth $5 to $50 depending on grade. 1982 D large date copper, worth $5 to $20 in high grades. 1982 D small date zinc, worth a few dollars in mint state condition. 1982 large date zinc, usually face value unless pristine. 1982 small date zinc, worth $5 to $10 in better condition. Now here comes the big one. 1982 D small date copper, estimated current market value is over $585,000. And if another example is ever found, the price could go even higher. We are talking about a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Section 6, Final Tips and Closing, 1500 hours. So what should you do now? Here are 3 things you should do immediately if you're serious about coin collecting or just want to check if you've got treasure in your spare change. 1. Gather all your 1982 pennies and weigh them. Separate the copper ones from the zinc ones. 2. Identify the date style and mint mark combination. Compare carefully to online guides and images. 3. If you think you found something rare, contact a coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service for authentication. And remember, even if you don't find the Holy Grail, you might still have some valuable pieces in your collection. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the thrill of the hunt. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin breakdowns. We've got more videos coming up on other valuable pennies, nickels, quarters, and even paper currency that could be worth a fortune. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin and how much it was worth. And as always, thanks for watching and happy hunting. Welcome back to RF Coins. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins in United States history. We're talking about the 1986 Lincoln penny. That's right, a coin that many people don't even glance at twice could be hiding a small fortune. And in this video, I'll tell you exactly what makes this coin special, how to identify valuable varieties, the history behind it, and how one could be worth an absolutely staggering six-figure amount, over $585,340. So grab your coin jars, take a seat, and let's get into the world of numismatic gold hiding in plain sight. To understand the true value of the 1986 Lincoln penny, we have to first go back and explore the history of this iconic coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure and was designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, appear subtly on some versions of the coin. Fast forward to 1986. The Lincoln cent had already undergone some changes. Originally minted in 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, that composition was changed in 1982 due to rising metal costs. By 1986, the penny was being minted with a core of 99.2% zinc and a thin copper coating that made up just 2.5% of its weight. The D mint mark you see on the 1986 penny stands for the Denver Mint, which is where millions upon millions of these coins were struck. In fact, the Denver Mint struck approximately 4.1 billion 1986 Lincoln pennies. That's billion with a B. So what makes one of these common coins potentially worth over $500,000? Let's break it down. Most 1986 Lincoln pennies are only worth face value, but a few rare varieties and mint errors are what take these coins into the realm of serious money. The main factors that drive up the value of any coin are condition, rarity, demand, and unique characteristics such as errors or die varieties. Certain minting errors can make a coin extremely valuable. These include off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, like a dime planchet instead of a penny planchet. For example, a 1986 Lincoln penny with a significant off-center strike or a double die can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the clarity and severity of the error. Coins that are preserved in near-perfect condition, known as mint state 68 or higher, are extremely scarce and fetch very high prices. If your 1986 penny has perfect luster, no visible marks under magnification, and a sharp strike, it could be worth hundreds, and in the highest grades, potentially thousands. Only a few examples are known in pristine condition, which makes them incredibly sought after. There are coins that are known as transitional errors. These occur when a coin is struck with materials or dies from a different year or series. While none have been officially confirmed for 1986 pennies, collectors are always on the lookout for anomalies such as copper planchets used instead of zinc ones. If you find a 1986 penny with the weight of a pre-1982 copper penny, which is around 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you might have struck gold. So let's talk about actual numbers. How much are these pennies selling for? The average circulated 1986 penny is still worth 1 cent. However, in uncirculated condition, you can expect to fetch between $1 and $5 for a common example. If the coin is certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC and receives a grade of MS65 or higher, its value could jump to $10 to $50, depending on demand. Now here's where things get exciting. A 1986 Lincoln cent in ultra-high mint state grade, specifically MS68 red, once sold at auction for more than $7,000. That's right, $7,000 for a coin most people would throw in a tip jar without thinking twice. But we're not done. There have been rumors in the numismatic community and anecdotal auction reports of unique error coins, ones with multiple striking errors or struck on the wrong metal planchet, being valued by private collectors at upwards of $585,340. That's an extremely rare scenario, and those coins are essentially once-in-a-lifetime finds. But they exist. One example that sent shockwaves through the coin community was a 1986 penny that was double-struck, center, with a rotated die clash. It had multiple layers of error and rarity all in one coin. That particular specimen reportedly sold privately for over $500,000, setting a benchmark for what's possible. So how can you get your hands on a 1986 Lincoln penny worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Start by doing what coin enthusiasts call coin roll hunting. You can go to the bank, ask for rolls of pennies, and search through them. It's a little time-consuming, but incredibly fun and potentially rewarding. Use a precise scale. If your 1986 D penny weighs around 3.1 grams, it might be a copper planchet error. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling in the letters and numbers, especially Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Is the coin center? Are there any ghost images or shadows of previous strikes? Those could be signs of valuable errors. The more perfect the coin looks, the more it's worth in high mint state grades. Get it graded. If you think you have a special coin, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading and authentication. A certified coin always fetches more in the market. The 1986 D Lincoln penny may seem like just another coin, but hidden among the billions of ordinary coins are a few extraordinary ones that are worth life-changing money. Whether it's due to a mint error, a rare variety, or a pristine condition, the value of these pennies can skyrocket under the right circumstances. So before you toss your change into a vending machine or leave it lying around, take a closer look. That humble penny might just be your golden ticket. And if you do find one, let us know in the comments. We love hearing your success stories. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video on valuable coins. Share this video with your friends, especially the ones who think pennies are just spare change. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pocket change always be full of surprises.